This is the voice of the Report of the Week, signing on. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching or listening. This is Report of the Week here, and we are now on the air. What time, might you ask, is this being recorded at? Well, good question. It is 1:25 a.m. Eastern Time, Friday, August 15th, 2014. We should get this show uploaded, hopefully, maybe late today, early Saturday, one or the other. I'd say within a solid, 6-hour span, right? Friday or Saturday, it's the weekend, right? That's what matters. Doesn't matter what day it is, it's the weekend, right? Hope your week was alright, hope your week was fine, adequate, sufficient. Hope it was good. Hope you had a fine one. My week, more eventful than most. Alright. Started out smooth and, then, what have you. Earlier this week, we had the whole hospital ordeal. Originally, Monday, the 11th, we thought I was going to go to the dentist, and that would be an ordeal in itself. Then instead, we had that unexpected hospital ordeal. And then the rest of the week just flew by. It's gone. It really is gone. Time flies. At least for me. So, what are you gonna do? There goes the week. We have the weekend, and then we welcome in another week. The monotony. It's not bad. Yeah. So, hope your week went well. Hope you're doing alright now. How am I doing? It's a Thursday for me, mind you. So my Friday hasn't even arrived yet, but I will tell you, I remember someone asked in the last show, did you, what was it? Did you reschedule your dentist appointment? I said, no. I didn't. Well, that actually prompted me to reschedule it. So thanks for reminding me on that. Oh, so when did you reschedule your dentist appointment? Earlier today. Well, not earlier today. I'm talking on Friday. Scheduled it for 4:30 on Friday. So by the time this is up, I would have already been there. By the time I'm recording this, I have yet to do so. Well, why did you schedule it so sudden? Why didn't you give yourself time to prepare like you said you would? Because I came to my senses and I realized, you know what, the more you prepare, the more fear you'll get. Get it done immediately so you won't even have time to worry. So that's what I did. So, about 12 hours from now, well, it's only 1:27, 14 hours, 13 hours, whatever. I'll be sitting in the chair. I'm actually a little relieved. I found out that this appointment is, I think they called it examination and treatment reassessment. That's all fancy for, we're going to get the hygienist in there and they're going to poke around your mouth and determine how many more appointments we have to waste. Alright? That's what that means. So, looks like I'll be frequenting the dentist's office again. I already said I don't want any lectures. I don't want them to say, well, why do you keep doing this? Don't do this, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Right? They should be happy. They should literally be praising me for my oral nightmare. Helping keep their little business alive. All I can hope, right? All I can hope is that when I get there, that one doctor who made me dread coming to the dentist, completely gave him a bad name. I could only hope that since it's been a year, this person is no longer working there, right? I could only hope. Because the person wasn't very nice either. I forgot to mention that. Not a nice person. If the person's still there, I'm gonna get a new dentist. I've decided that. They say that back tooth. I know they're gonna say something about it because that back tooth, that molar in the back there, it's not looking good at all. There's no pain. It's just, well, it's got a deep cavity, almost eroded away. Right, they got that stupid temporary filling in there, sinking in like a canyon, right? Part of the edge is gone. I really hope the tooth is dead. That's for sure. If it is, I'm going to say pull it out. If they say get a root canal, I'm going to say, well, just leave it until it dies and then pull it out. Because there's no way I'm getting a root canal, that's for sure. Too much of a procedure. Too expensive. Extraction is the way to go. So that's what we're going to do. 5 minutes into the recording. What did I do today on Thursday? This Thursday. Yeah, that's right. Well, Thursday morning, right? That's between midnight and 6 a.m., of course. I'm not really awake in the mornings. I did my usual things I do every night. Went on the computer. I decided to do a review. I reviewed... We still got the box here, the pizza box on the floor. After I threw it, not once, but twice. You're in for a treat on that one. Let's see. Crouch down here. DiGiorno Italian style favorites. Meatball marinara. We tried it. We reviewed it. If you want to talk about a conundrum, I decided to once again work on that cursed HD camera. Because it was shutting off every time you could try and film. Shut off again. So I tried the entire factory reset again. Stick a little pin in there. Wait 5 minutes. Plug it into the computer for 40 minutes. Took it out. Oh, it's filming fine. Filmed a 7-minute test video with it. So I think, oh wow, it actually got fixed. It actually got fixed. We could film in HD now, right? That was early in the day. So I prepare everything. Put on a typical black suit, though. Well, but I put in a colorful pocket handkerchief. Figured the camera works now. We filmed a little test video while I was sitting there for the review. I think, wow, this is going to be a go. We're going to be, for the first time in 2 years, we're going to film a review in HD. Once again, you know my thoughts on that, but, well. So, what do? Sit down, get the pizza, film the review. 40 seconds in, the camera shuts off. Try it again. This time 20 seconds into the review, camera shuts off. Finally we think, alright, well, third time's a charm, right? Let's try with this HD camera one more time. Maybe it'll work. I haven't even walked to the table yet and the camera shuts off. So I was about to drop an expletive. I said, forget it. Right? I was frustrated. I thought, you know what? That's the thing about new technology. While it might be superior in some ways, it's meant to break. That's the truth. New technology is it's meant to break. New technology, it's the truth. I'm sure it might be good, but it's built to break. So you could go and buy another one. So we broke out the old camera. It's not the old camera, it's my regular camera. The tried and true one from, I think, like 07 or something, that I film almost all my reviews with. Actually, I film all my reviews with. Tried and true camera. Has never failed me once. Oh, but it's not in HD. It doesn't matter. It gets the job done absolutely fine and no one complains. So I filmed it with that. The review turned out to be a longer one, 13 minutes, because I decided at the beginning to go on a longer introduction, go on a little tirade about that stupid HD camera. I actually pulled it out and showed right on the camera there. It shut off on me. So I did that. Anything else going on in review world? Nothing much. Switched the picture behind me. If you noticed, in recent reviews, we've had a little picture there on the, I guess, the sill, right by the painting. It was a little picture of me from my childhood. Now we updated the picture. It's a larger one. It's of me. I think it's from 2010, 2000. No, I think it's from 09. And there I am, standing in a black shirt, black pants, and a blue striped tie. So I still dressed well back then. There I was. There I stood. Why aren't you using a digital picture frame? Well, because all these pictures, I don't know. I kind of like holding the picture. We'll use some digital thing. No, I'm not going to do that. I just like the physical pictures. No need to complain. No need to complain, my friends. If you're wondering, I'm in the normal spot now. I'm back in my computer here recording these. It's been an eventful week where the person going to the hospital was worried about the dentist. We had people here, we had people out of town, we had people screwing me over. I have a dog. You know, all that stuff. So, yeah, whatever. What can you do? I'm thinking of getting a haircut at some point. Someone was telling me, you ought to cut your hair, you got those, whatever. Hair's got a little shabby in the back. I thought, I thought myself, maybe I ought to go this Saturday and go up, right? Get up early and go up and get a haircut. But then I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, well, listen, look at yourself. Who are you trying to impress? Is it going to matter if you just go another couple of weeks without getting one? I thought to myself, and I realized, no, it won't. Nothing's going to happen to me. The channel's not going to get shut down. Alright? I don't think a team will come and behead me for not cutting my hair. So, I think I'll cut it maybe like the beginning of September. Maybe a little later. I'll cut it when I feel to cut it. I'm not going to purposefully grow it out like I was for about 6 months. Didn't cut it, I remember, from December until June. But I'll cut it when I feel I need to cut it. It's just going to the barber and getting it cut just isn't a priority of mine anymore. Oh boy, it used to be. I used to have a strict, schedule. I would go into the barber, get it buzzed almost every month. And then realize, listen, you're not doing anything. You're not trying to impress anyone, so why bother? If you don't like waking up early and going through the whole procedure, then why do it so often? So I stopped. So who knows when we'll get it done, but we'll get it done at some point. I'm sure I could cut it by myself. I have a set of electric clippers and, scissors. So I guess I could do it myself, but it worries me, that's for sure. Well, why? Why does it, what about it worries you? Well, I'm just worried if I tried to cut my own hair, it would go drastically wrong somehow, and I'd be forced to live with it. So I'm not willing to take that chance. I'm not. So that is that. How about we read some fan mail? Let's get on it. Let's get to it. 1:38 a.m. Tried to make that like dramatic or something, but it didn't work. Yeah, so otherwise not much. I've been playing what have I been playing now? What game? Solitaire. No, not Solitaire. Mahjong. I played a few of that last night. I spent about, I'd say, an hour just playing it. Mahjong Titans. Could find it on, at least my browser has it. That's, I guess, Windows Vista. So it comes with it. Mahjong Titans. I'm going to play a game right now while I record this. It's a favorite game of mine. I like it. I like it a lot. So if you hear a lot of clicking, that's me playing it. Don't use the hints, though. I don't use that. Who plays this game, you might be thinking? Well, I do. That's all that matters, right? Because I'm so important. Let's read some fan mail. I think we got a good deal of it. Ah, here we are. Yeah, we got a lot of it, so I'll try to get some time in here so I can not only play Mahjong, but also talk about whatever needs to be talked about. Well, I guess we're not rushing anything, I don't think. Anyone complained about the last video because it was an hour and 20 minutes long or whatever, so I'm not going to rush. Right, I want to respond to everything. Review Bra. I discovered your videos about 3 months ago, and I have since developed a slightly alarming addiction to your show. You need rehab right away, my friend. The mix of earnestness, accent, and tone of voice make for a really great radio voice, and I find it incredibly soothing. My intent of this message, though, is to let you know about the role you played in the birth of my child. My wife made it through a 51-hour labor, and in the first 24 hours of that labor, we watched and listened to your videos on a loop. You will never meet us, but I want to let you know that I am so grateful that your videos gave her comfort. You'll always be part of my little boy's birth story. That is so very neat. His name is Bastian, like the little boy in the never-ending story. Keep up the videos and follow your dreams of radio. You got what it takes, man. Much love from Aaron, Natasha, and Bastian. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And when I make these videos, I don't know what will come of them, or how people will watch them, or what they'll do with them. But I'm glad they helped out there. This gentleman wanted to know what happened to the person in the hospital, so I sent him my individual audio reply. Hail, Base Review Broseph. I joined the gym in January this year. I've been seeing all sorts of positive changes. Though I have been lifting for a long time now, I believe I'm just entering a new era of swollenness. Excellent. Now that summer is ending, I'm going to be bulking, in my case, eating fat sticks of Greek yogurt. I humbly ask of your most powerful gifts to be bestowed upon a mere mortal. I need you to bless my gains, if possible. I request that your incantation include the word blowout for maximum blessing efficiency. Praise to be you, peace Lord. Gladly. Well, how do we do this? I bless your gains. You shall be swole. You'll get gains. Blowout. We'll say blowout 3 times, and I think that'll do it. Blowout. 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 VORW blowout. There we go. That's a fine one. All you need to say is blowout a number of times, and it is done. Dear Report of the Week, I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry to hear about your bad experience about the dentist. Last VORW was luck. Would have it. I happen to be a dentist myself, and I don't think that could ever be of any use to you, but I suppose all those energy drinks can take their toll. Anyway, we're going to talk about anything dentistry related. My door is always open. If you're here, or can send you an email if you prefer. Well, thank you. And depending on how my dentist appointment goes, I might actually send you an email, or a message. I'll send you a message on YouTube. And if anything comes about, hopefully we could discuss it. Dear Report of the Week. Well, again, hope you're doing well. I was wondering, if you were a superhero, who would your arch nemesis be? G-Shot Man? What powers would you have? Could you save the outhouse from going down? Sincerely, Nick. Who would my arch nemesis be? That's a good question. At least as of present, it would be G-Shot, undoubtedly. But I have had a few formidable foes in the past. Well, what? What other beverages do you not like? Were you not satisfied with? A number of them. At least a few strike me right now. So I'll get them up. Well, we have there was one, mostly in the early videos, when all those energy shots were popular. That's when some of the worst I've ever had was Orange 5-hour energy. That's a bad one. Energy drink review number 3. What was that? For fuel, fuel, that's another bad one. It kind of tasted like fuel, like gasoline. Another one that wasn't that good is Boomerang Energy Shot. And then there were two that were absolutely horrible. Horrible. Review number 28, you could watch. That was, Best Shot. Oh, that was one of the... that was awful. And then I think the worst one that I've ever had... It's not even a viewed video. It's only got 590 views, so it's not really that popular. Was a Java Shot. I mean, that had to be probably the worst drink I've ever had. Java Shot. Oh yeah, you should. If you want to watch that video, it's energy drink review number 42. Skip to about, if you really care, about 3 minutes into the video. See me drink it and my reaction. Oh boy. Oh. Oh wow. Awful. So it'll be one of those, that's for sure. And what would my superpower be? Well, that's a good question. How about I put on like a magic necktie, right? And I could fly around or something. Or maybe I could use like a necktie as my cape or something, right? That'd be kind of cool. P.S. If you need some teeth, I'd be more than happy to donate some of mine. Best wishes to your family member in the hospital. Hello. I occasionally listen to VOWs, and even though I don't agree with or enjoy everything you say, I respect you and your opinions, as many of them are intellectually validated and reputable. I have a bit of advice for you, which has helped me deal with ridicule and hatred that has been directed to me. Just think about the fact that nobody's opinion or perception of you is accurate. All they are doing is writing useless drivel they believe will get to you. In reality, why should it? Why should anyone's words have more credibility than yours or those around you? What makes them more powerful and capable of constructing such a statement? Nothing. They may have money, power, and fame, but where will that get them? They will end up 6 feet under, just as the rest of us will, and their words will just be a useless memory. So, considering these statements, it would be foolish to take offense to their meaningless words. Well, hope all is well. Continue doing what you love. Keep that advice in mind. I will. No, their words are useless, that's for sure. 23 minutes in. You seem to be like a smart person, so I have a math problem for you. And I hope you don't cheat on it. Okay, I'm up for it. If you are traveling, and you guys could do this with me too, okay? So let's get ready for this. If you are traveling 80 miles, right, if you're traveling 80 miles, going 80 miles per hour, how long will it take to go to that destination? World Star. Like World Star Hip Hop? This is a tough one. 80 miles, right? Gotta go 80 miles, and you're going 80 miles per hour. How long would it get to that destination? Well, we're going 80 miles per hour, and we're going 80 miles. Gonna say an hour and 15 minutes? Yeah, right. Yeah, an hour, of course. Boy, I can't believe... And I know there's people out there who wouldn't get that question either. But, yeah. Yeah, well. I love your videos. Well, thank you. Dear Review Bro, as someone who hopes you eventually make a living out of your channel, I highly recommend you review the McDonald's jalapeno burger, and as people have mentioned, VORW 46, the BK chicken fries. Yeah, I'm trying to do something with that. I'm trying to maybe either go this Sunday even, either to McDonald's or Burger King, and I'm gonna try to do one of them. All right, because I've gotten so many requests for them. Most of the time, I just do what I can do, you know. But, I don't know, this time around I've gotten more requests than I ever have on any product before with these two. So, This Sunday I'm going to try to make room in my, so obviously busy schedule, right? Not like I just go to sleep in the afternoons on Sundays, right? But I'm going to try to make room and try to at least review one of them, right? Even if I have to go out at like midnight or something, I'll do it. I'll try to get it done, though. Try to get something done this Sunday. Make an adventure out of getting them, utilizing several buses and your own 2 feet. I'm guessing that you're between the ages of 16 and 22, so I'm sure you'll remember your recent hospital fiasco as a pivotal moment in your transition from a boy to a man. Good on you. Thank you. Certainly was an experience, a good real-world experience, and, to take responsibility and all of that. The person who left to attend to a dog, should be ashamed of themselves, especially if they are a family member. Is this person the same person who gave you crap about wearing suits? If it is, then this person is one ginormous ignoramus. Yep, that's the same person. That's the same person. You know who I'm talking about. There was this one relative of mine who would literally, every time I saw her, all she would do is just chastise me and say, "Why do you wear those stupid suits? You're gonna stand out, nobody likes you when you wear that." All these insults and saying, "You shouldn't wear those, blah, blah, blah." You know, just generally insulting, and this is the same person that, in our recent hospital fiasco, who just dropped off a very injured relative of mine at my house and left us with no transportation at all to get to the hospital or to a doctor. So, yeah, that's the same person. What are you gonna do? There's always people like that out there. Hello, Review Bro. I like hearing you give people advice. Have you ever thought about having a regular advice segment on your shows? It would be very interesting to hear what other sage wisdom you have here, listeners. Thanks, Jason. That'd be an interesting idea, but I don't know if I'll really jump at that, and I'll tell you why. Because if I did have a planned out advice segment of the show, right? Oh, sure, it sounds like a fine idea, but it really wouldn't be, I don't think it would be that good, because then I'd have to plan it out beforehand, and I'd think, alright, what type of advice do I have to offer this time? And I'd plan it out, and of course I would have probably some acceptable things at first, but then I'd start running out of ideas. I like, if I ever give personal advice or life advice, I like to just do it on the spot. Just if something comes to my mind, then I'll share it, and I'll say it. It's better to do it that way, in my opinion, than to have to think about it and try to force something. That's my thought. Figure I try to share something at least in every show. Carrying on, I think it would be interesting to see you review everyday items, toothpaste, cooking implements, etc., and how you find them useful or not useful, like the value, ease of use, why you chose them, etc. While your food and drink views are interesting, your personal views on everyday items would be fascinating. It is an interesting thing. Hey, I'll be around for a while, hopefully. And, I think we got room for product reviews at some point. Another thing I want to expand on with this channel eventually, may not be until 2015, may not be until later this year, but at some point I want to start doing soft drink reviews. Like sodas, right? Pepsi, Coke, Sprite, Uncle Mario's offhand brand soda, right? All sorts of weird stuff. See how they are, but, listen. Oh, it's an easy thing to do, trust me. I literally follow the same structure as I follow any review. It would be the same structure as that, but then we gotta think of a title. And I'm lost on that. Alright? I'm lost. I would literally call it Drink Review. That's no fun. So I'd need some time to think of a title, like Energy Crisis or Running on Empty. Just think about it, but product reviews would be something to do. But yeah, soft drink reviews. Something I'm thinking of. So you might see that within the next 6 months to a year. Well, now about the next 6 months, hopefully. Can you give me some RS Gold, please? Stay classy. I'm not going to be able to do it now. Most of the time, well, listen, in this game, RS, RuneScape, that means, which I used to play, and I'm sure many of you know. I had all 2,500 accounts. When I wasn't advertising, I actually had a pretty big business going on from all the people who paid me to advertise them. I mean, I was a big advertiser back in the day. From, I'd say, 2011 to 2012. And, of course, if you don't play this game, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But if you do, then you might know what I'm talking about. But I advertised. I was actually in charge of advertising for every single, mercantile chat in the game, pretty much. I mean, I managed almost all of them, at least promotion and advertising-wise. Almost every single one. Likewise, when gambling was big, instead of utilizing the big chats, I advertised for almost all of the smaller chats too. Think about it. 2,500 accounts pretty much, and a program. Right, I was using a bot to advertising. I'm not gonna lie. Which not only, unlike the autotypers, which you had to keep the window open, and otherwise the text would be spewing everywhere else on every other window. You could simply plug this in and close the windows and have multiple accounts running, and the text wouldn't interfere with anything. And the accounts would automatically replace also. It's kind of like the same bots that the gold farmers, right, use to advertise their websites. It was a very convenient one. And, I made hundreds of millions of dollars, of course, in game money doing this. And, well, listen, when you do it for so long, after Jagex initiated all the anti-bot programs and tried to clean the game up, and when they did that, they lost, I'd say, a good 60% of all their players. Because, listen, when it comes to games like that, you may call it, because, listen, all this stuff that I did, it was against the rules, right? Gambling, which was, a massive thing at the game. I got a few screenshots here that I can show you. Gambling, that was, that was fun to do. And all the advertising and stuff, I didn't mind that. So, once I was gone, a lot of people left also. And that's when I stopped, because I knew they'd, shut me down. So I laundered the money between accounts, and I got a couple $100 million still spread throughout accounts. But recently I blew about $50 million because I bought this one guy who used to do advertising. He was trying to get back into it, so I said, listen, I'll pay you such and such money to have an advertiser for my channel 24/7 at this place. So he advertised for a bit doing that. Then the money ran out on that account. But you're not getting any money, long story short. In case I decide to go back in that game, but as things stand now, that it doesn't seem to be any possibility. After what happened, after what they did to my account recently. Where were we? High Report of the Week. I come to you for some advice. Alright. I have recently discovered that I love wearing women's clothing. Some may call me a cross-dresser, and I have no idea how to come out to my family and friends about this. What would you do? I have written a haiku to show my support for your channel and you as a person. Manatees are cute. Palm trees are not edible. I'm a doorknob. LOL. Though you're a cross-dresser, as some may say. Well, that you are, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that. Trust me, the way people look at me for wearing a suit is as if I were wearing a bright pink tight dress. It's the same exact way they look at me. If you truly enjoy, right, wearing women's clothing, listen, do what makes you happy, alright? That's one thing that I never emphasize enough. Do what makes you happy. As I say, live life to its fullest. Live every day as if it is your last. And by saying that, I don't mean, oh, let me go on this shopping spree, let me rob a bank, 'cause YOLO. I don't mean that type of living to the max. What I mean is enjoying everyday life and being happy and content with both yourself and your life. Think about it this way. And sure, if you're tuning in right now, it sounds like an obscure thing to be talking about, but I'm just giving sound advice. At least I hope it is sound advice. But look at it this way. How are you happy? Would you rather be, wearing women's clothing? Are you personally content wearing women's clothing? Or would you rather be wearing clothing pertaining to a man? If you chose the prior, the first, right? You'd rather wear women's clothing? Well, do it. Do it and sport it proudly. Now, coming out to the family and friends, listen, there's no easy way of doing that, right? So, what do you gotta do? You just gotta say it as it is. And if they truly, and listen, this sounds harsh, but it's the harsh reality. If they truly love you and care about you, they might show some protest, but they'll come to accept it, and possibly even encourage you. If they pretty much try to disown you, right, and say, the heck with you, well, unfortunately, tells you something about them. But you gotta just say it as it is. There's no other way to do it. Some people try to sugarcoat it and make it try and sound like it's something it's not. But eventually, the truth gets out. So, why go through all that trouble? You just have to say it as it is. Confidently and proudly. And if it makes you happy, well, don't stop. And if you're just messing with me, well, I still offered advice anyways for any cross-dressers out there. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear about you receiving hateful messages. Really like the videos. Hope you keep up the good work. Well, thank you. I will. Dear Mr. Report of the Week, long-time listener, first-time caller, or writer. Like many others who follow you, I first came to you through the classic Domino's Pan Pizza review. Yes, I was actually writing about that earlier today. There's something uniquely humorous, if jarring, about your old-school dapper style and the content of your recordings. As fast food and energy drink reviews are, as happenstance would have it, related to gamers, the obese, and the norms, aka normal/status quo people. Your outward style is but an amusing distraction from the clear and present talent that you are developing as a budding broadcaster. My friend, no more vague talk of a career in business. I'll have none of that. Whatever abstract idea you may have of workplace normalcy and success is but a fallacy. The truth is, there is not much place for a character such as you in the business world. A world that prizes cogs, not characters. Believe me, I work in what you might call business environ in Manhattan. Further, how would you define the elements of a successful career in anything but broadcasting, or for that matter, any career in which the forum/medium makes use of your distinct, unique, and rapidly developing talent as a commentator and host? The bottom line, you have put in your 10,000 hours and will most likely continue. This skill of yours will only continue to evolve and sharpen. Only consider ways to employ this talent of yours. And above all, stay weird. Absolutely. Stay yourself, right? I now ask you for a small series of official shoutouts and one unofficial shoutout. Official shoutouts. Oh, gladly. Let me take a sip of Monster. That's what we're going tonight with. Right before the dentist, having a Monster energy drink. Figure why not? I'm not gonna change anything now. I would like to give an official Report of the Week shout-out to Jeffrey, the Joof, Frogman, Juliet, Got the Jiggle, Jingle Booper, and Julian. Give back my board game that is rightfully mine, Glandman. All three of you have an official Report of the Week shout-out. Hope you're all well. And an unofficial shout-out to Frog Patrol and the entire Lilypad gang. Likewise, I give an unofficial yet formal shout out to Frog Patrol and the entire Lily Pad gang. All of you have my shout out. Your sincere friend, Jeffrey. Well, thank you for writing me, and hope you enjoyed those shout outs. Hey, Review Bra. We got 2 more short ones. I have watched your channel since about November of 2013. I started watching because of your energy drink reviews, and I realized that with over 100 energy drink videos, your selection for drinks must be running dry. Have you ever considered reviewing big cans of Arizona tea? Many flavors are offered by the company, including many fruit flavors. Arnold Palmer, and my favorite, Arnold Palmer with strawberry, a fantastic summer drink. These drinks can be picked up at most convenience stores and also supermarkets, which are only 99 cents, which is a bargain, considering how much beverage you're buying for so little. Oh, absolutely. There's also a tea company that goes by the name of Peace Tea, owned by Monster Energy Drinks, which has many flavored teas, similar to Arizona. I hope you could take these into consideration, and I hope that this message will inspire a new series to come. Keep up the fantastic work. Sincerely, Alec. Well, Alec, if you heard earlier, it's on the drawing board now. It definitely is. I'm thinking about doing a show within the next 6 months where I would be reviewing soft drinks and other beverages, right? Because my drink reviews are limited, or not limited, well, they are limited and exclusive, well, to energy drinks, to caffeinated beverages. But there are many, many, many other beverages which are out there, well, which aren't caffeinated, and people still drink them, or might have minimal caffeine, right? You don't consider Mountain Dew to be an energy drink. Well, they do have Kickstart, which, if I could get my hands on a can, I'll review it. They have Kickstart, of course. But Mountain Dew itself isn't an energy drink, or Coca-Cola, or Pepsi. They aren't energy drinks. Likewise, Arizona tea isn't an energy drink. So I'm thinking, maybe within the next 6 months, I'll get to that, I'll make a whole new series, and listen. Summer comes every single year. So, if we can't get it this year, we'll review those Arizona teas next year. Or what the heck, you could drink it in the winter, right? There's no problem doing that. But, definitely on the drawing board, and I'll definitely consider it. Let's just refresh the page and make sure we didn't miss anything. Nope, we just got 2 messages left, and they are short ones. McDonald's has a new burger, the jalapeno, and I'm going to pronounce it if I ever get to review it. I'll pronounce it every time the jalapeno instead of jalapeno double. Please review this. Once again, many requests to do these burgers, and I will. We'll get them done for you. And finally, hi, bro. You've done a lot for me. Thanks. Well, no problem. I'm glad I managed to do something for you, whatever it may have been. Last message 41 minutes ago. And we are, let's see how many minutes we are into this broadcast. We are 43 minutes ago. So I almost sent it right before this show began. There's one person on Reddit wanted to know, how can he eat so much junk food and stay thin? And another reviewer of mine answered it just perfectly. So thank you for your answer. She pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. Said, he walks, he sleeps well. The more a person sleeps, the less likely they are to eat and counter stress, which all add weight. Plus, I think he drinks enough water to help process the fats out of the bloodstream and endocrine system. Also, genetics has a lot to do with it, and he probably has a well-functioning thyroid and a good metabolism to begin with. And I said, I agree. One guy tried to counter it. He said, but he stays up all night listening to shortwave. But, we'll type this up now. Do remember, however, that I take a nearly 3-mile walk every evening, and considering my docile state, that sufficient exercise enough. I think that's good enough, right? Short and sweet. I'll say, it's gotta be something, right? Really, there's no way to counter that argument. Otherwise, I'd be fat. 19 minutes ago, the person submitted that. So, we responded. And that we did. Alright. What's going on in the world today? What's going on? Well, we got some world events, right? We got the whole thing now going on in Ferguson, Missouri. Right? Some people are trying to say it's race riots and all that. But there are peaceful protesters there. Once again, as it comes down to any world event, I just share the story, and I share both sides to it. Because you know what? When it comes to news, any news, could be about some little puppies being rescued out of a fire, or it could be about race relations. There's always two sides to it. And if you stick with one side, the other side will hate you, and vice versa. You know, Ferguson, right? That's in the spotlight now. Apparently a unarmed, right? I suppose he was a teenager. Unarmed black teenager was shot and killed by a white police officer. And the public demands justice. That's one side. It sounds logical. It sounds reasonable, right? Then there's the other side, though. It says, you know, listen, this police officer was defending himself, right? Apparently, listen, I don't know the facts to this, so don't take my word for it. This is just what I've heard. Someone was saying, you know, listen, this guy was actually fighting with the police officer over his gun. The cop got injured in the process. Clearly, it was in self-defense. So both sides are now at it, right? A war of words, and a war of tear gas and rubber bullets at Ferguson, Missouri itself, after massive protests occurred. Of course, with public outrage. How will this end? Who knows? You know, it sounds almost similar to almost another Trayvon Martin type thing, right? Where one side says the guy was just defending himself, and the other says this guy attacked him. Same type of thing, except this time, the alleged perpetrator is none other than a police officer. And then people are saying also that the police are turning into almost a paramilitary, right? And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, those police officers there in Ferguson, Missouri, they were dressed for war. I mean, that's for sure. They had those big combat vehicles, right, which they obviously need. And they were there in armor and right, just looked like automatic weapons. You know, they're just trying to show off. Anything else going on in the world? Well, we got North Korea. They're firing their rockets again, but apparently they're actually just a routine test, and nothing to do really with the Pope, right, coming in. Anything else? Well, we got Ebola still spreading. Likewise, well, at least in the U.S. here, everyone's forgotten now about Russia and Ukraine because Ferguson has taken the spotlight. But Russia and Ukraine is still going there. Apparently, Russian troops have crossed into Ukraine now. So, who cares, right? That's how the news is, though, right? Isn't it funny? It's a funny progression about news. People could only focus and concentrate. Only one story's in the spotlight at a time, and it's, you know, out within a few days. So, now everyone's thinking about, you know, Ferguson and all of that going on. Now here comes Russia, right, with Ukraine. I think they just sent in confirmed. It was viewed by the media. Looked like a convoy of armored vehicles and troops into Ukraine ahead of this massive, right, aid convoy, which still has yet to get there. What will happen? Well, here's the bare facts. I'm not taking sides here. I'm just saying it as it is. The rebel forces in Ukraine, well, they're on their last legs, right? They fought well, but they're on their last legs, assuming they don't get any foreign aid. right? If the Russian troops don't get to Donetsk, I believe it is, right, big city that's now being sieged and carpet bombed and shelled by the Ukrainian military, I'd say at most they have maybe 2 weeks maximum. That is, if they conserve their resources and ammunition and really fight. They have about 2 weeks at most. As for the rest of, the People's Republic in eastern Ukraine, once again, assuming that, they hold out to their best and they get no foreign aid. That is, Russia pulls out everything and they're on their own. I'd say they have about, less than a month left. Because now they've got the Ukrainian military full-blown going in there. And listen, Ukraine may not have the world's best military, but they're certainly getting the job done. And eventually the rebels will get overrun and the cities and strongholds will all collapse. And then it'll just be skirmishes and assorted battles in the countryside. If, however, the Russian aid, and we're talking not only about humanitarian aid, this is from a military standpoint, assuming Russia continues to send, right, tanks and fighters and what have you, and increases, if even, their aid, well, that could be a different story, and that could possibly have devastating results, not only economically, but, also on the people. Yes. Right, physically. People will die. People are saying, "Oh, this is World War III. It's happening." But no one's saying anything about it. So I really don't think it's happening. Just another conflict going on in the world. And finally, we got. I know I don't talk about the news much, but I figure why not? Then we got another thing people are forgetting about is still Iraq and ISIS, or ISIL, right? ISIS, ISIL, the Islamic State. They're still there. They're going on a Sherman's march through Syria now. They're gaining more territory in Syria. Well, at least where that mountain, right, with the poor minorities up there, their siege has broke, right? And it did save lives. The U.S. now having their missions to get everyone out of there, and no boots on the ground. But we'll see how that progresses. Apparently, in lieu of the U.S. airstrikes, ISIS rumor has it that they changed their tactics. That now they're going to be blending into the civilian population, and to avoid airstrikes. I was talking to someone about that, and they were saying it strangely reminded them of the Vietnam War, right? And the Viet Cong, they blended into the civilian population, and they said, if it could be a big mess. We'll just have to see how things progress, but, what can be done? Certainly, I guess, if you really want to think about it, if 2014 is an exciting year with world conflicts, that's for sure. And by exciting, I mean a lot's going on, not in a good way, of course, but a lot's happening in 2014, that's for sure. Boy, I swear. Oh, well. I take no biases here with the news. I just, when I do tell it and discuss it, I just say it. I just tell the story, what happened, and that's it. That's as far as I'll go. I wish not to conjure any negative emotions towards me or anyone else here at the Report of the Week. I just am willing to discuss, right, what's going on in the world from, an opinion, from my viewpoint, from my opinion. That's what I hope. There's something to do also. So, what next? Well, we got about a couple minutes left in the show. Guess I'll just talk now. I was thinking about doing an energy drink review later, but not tonight. I've got my Monster. I don't want to die, right? But what do we got? Jaffa Monster, right? Jaffa Colin. Java Monster. Kona Blend. We got that in Hawaii, of course. Kona Blend. coffee and energy. Try it. That's back in the refrigerator with you. I'm kind of hungry, so I might actually do a food review tonight. What do we got? What do we have, people? What do we got, peeps? You got a DiGiorno. Original Rising Crust. Supreme. It's got sausages, pepperoni, red peppers, green peppers, onions, and black olives. Sauce is made of pork and chicken. Pepperoni made of pork, chicken, and beef. Kind of hungry for pizza, so I might review it. Wish I could kind of just eat it and not review it, but I don't know if the store will have these, you know, come Saturday when I make my run. So, don't want to take the chance. Figure, can't I just enjoy pizza for once? Well, after I review it, I can. Got my Mercury dimes, finally. 1917, 1918, and 1919. Not quite 100 years ago, but close. Certainly close. Okay. Now we can sit back and play Mahjong. How exciting. Well, it is exciting, right? Who am I kidding here? What music have I been listening to lately? Good question. Well, yesterday, I'll put the videos down. There's a violation of YouTube's policy of this and that. Well, what I've been listening to lately, first I decided to listen to, the other day when I was also playing Mahjong, I decided to listen to the 2010s Hit Parade. What does that mean? That's like, back in 2010, back when I actually used to listen to FM radio, and all the stuff that was on there, all that pop music. So, for that night, I decided, last night, to relive 2010, right? Listen to all that music. So, of course, Usher, right? OMG. That was a big song of mine. I deleted all this stuff from my YouTube history, so I can't. I'm just trying to think back to what else. There was a lot of, like, hip-hop and R&B that was popular back then, also with, like, dance mixes and stuff. I think it was another song I listened to was Carry Out, I believe, right, with Timbaland and Timberlake. The innuendo in that song was overwhelming. Then a few other songs. I remember some. Nelly, that song by him. Rihanna's, right, Rude Boy. Right, that one. And many others, of course. I forgot about all of them. Then after that, today I listened to, I don't know, a bunch of songs by Paramore. Figure I haven't heard them in a while, so I listened to that group. Oh, another song that just came to mind, B.O.B., right? I think he started emerging really in the scene with that. And this evening, though, I've just been listening to some Matchbox 20. Listened to consecutively Real World, Overjoyed, and 3 a.m. And then I also listened to this one song. I highly recommend this channel to you. I discovered this guy back in, I think, 2011 or 2012. It's called For Orchestra. That's FORORCHESTRA. For Orchestra. It's one word. And this guy, well, nowadays he just does anything. I guess he's more popular than when I knew him. Oh, he just broke 34,000 subscribers. Good for him. But what he used to do, and you could go back to his older videos, which I don't know, I like more, is he used to like do pop songs, right? Songs which were popular at the time, and would do an orchestral cover, like a full orchestra doing that. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cool to see. I just play a few of his songs. I don't think they're copyrighted, but if they are, all credit goes to For Orchestra. These are not my creations at all. I am simply promoting his work. But these are just a few of his earlier pieces from 2011 when I discovered him. This one was Kings of Leon's Use Somebody. Here's another one that I didn't mind. It's Bruno Mars's The Lazy Song. So, I mean, I really like his channel. It's an awesome channel. I highly suggest you check it out. It's a very interesting, blend of music. You never think of pop songs and full orchestral covers really going together, but it worked, and I think it's a really cool thing, actually. There's another one that I was actually just listening to, a song from the 90s, right? 4 Non-Blondes, What's Up? Here's just a... Figure I'll skip ahead into this one just to show how it really is past the first 30 seconds. But he's got an awesome channel. I really like it. That's that. That's what I've been listening to lately. When are you going to continue on with that History of Your Channel series? It'll get done when it gets done, people. It will. Alright, well, we're shutting down. We're closing down. Let's just see. No new fan mail. Last call. Refreshing the page. If there's any letters, we'll read them, but there are not. So that's that. Thank you for listening. This is VORW, the voice of the Report of the Week. With your host, the Report of the Week. Remember, let your voice be heard. Questions, comments, suggestions, concerns, or just want to talk, feel free to send me a message, and I will gladly read and respond to it at the beginning of each and every VORW show, as I always do. Do remember, however, that if, and only if, you wish for me to personally respond to your message, which some people do, and I always get a response out, please specify at the beginning of the message, I would like for this message to be responded to personally. And I will work my very best to personally respond to it. An example of that, if you're kind of skeptical, oh, well, he's never going to respond to anything, let it be known that this evening I received a message that was very long, and truthfully, I say one of the best I've ever received, and it's not, saying anything about anyone else. It was as clear that someone put a lot of work into it, and he said, could you respond to this personally? So, I responded to it about 4 hours after I read it, and I responded with a 3-page long response, because I felt it warranted that. So I do respond, and I try to respond promptly. Keep that in mind. That being said, thank you for listening. This is VORW, the voice of the Report of the Week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope all is well. Have a great day, people. And I'll see you later, be it on another VORW show or a review. Thank you, and have a good one. This is the voice of the Report of the Week, signing off.